Welcome in, and thanks for joining us for the WHHI Daily News, where we strive to bring you more Lowcountry news more often. I'm Bob Stevens. We are still a month away from the South Carolina Republican primary, but now we're down to two presidential candidates on that side. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis pulling much of his campaign staff out of New Hampshire late last week, sending them to South Carolina. He even began campaigning hard here over the weekend until he pulled out of the race Sunday and endorsed President Trump. Over the weekend, Senator Tim Scott from the Palmetto State also endorsed Trump over Nikki Haley for the GOP presidential nomination, despite Haley's naming of Scott to his Senate seat more than a decade ago. Both Trump and Haley had called Scott for his endorsement after Scott himself dropped out of the race back in November. Nearly all the other top elected officials in the state are also endorsing Trump over Haley. By the way, after Scott announced his endorsement of Trump, he flew to Kiowa Island and popped the question to girlfriend, now fiancée, Mindy Nose. No wedding date has been released. Maybe in a bit of a surprise, but Murdoch family's house in Colleton County, Moselle, remember it? Hasn't sold since being put back on the market in October. It'll go on the auction block next month with a minimum bid of $1.1 million. The home was offered up last year for nearly $2 million, but did not get any offers. It was originally sold to neighbors back in late 2022 for nearly $4 million, but it was put back on the market because of complications with all the entities who are trying to get a piece of the proceeds. The Beaufort County Sheriff's Office is asking for our help in finding 16-year-old Brendan Michael Vito, who was last seen Friday just before noon on Burton Wells Road in Burton, and whose safety is a concern. Vito's 5 foot 7 inches tall, about 140 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes. He was last seen wearing black and red checkered pants with a black shirt with Tupac's face on it. The Lowcountry still recovering from the weekend deep freeze that dropped temperatures into the 20s and wind chills into the teens. Warming centers had to be opened in the Sea Island Presbyterian Church on Ladies Island Drive and the MLK Observance Committee at the Rotary Community Center in Oscar Frazier Park. They were not opened by county or town governments. And the new operators of the Defusky Island Ferry are promising more heat soon on newer ferries moving folks between the island and its temporary home landside on Pinckney Island. The deal between the new Lowcountry Ferry Company and the county, similar in cost to previous service, about 2/3 less than a proposal from island residents, but it is not transporting any non-carry-on cargo. The new operators do say newer heated boats with restroom facilities should be here in a couple of weeks. For more details on these stories and other Lowcountry news, we invite you to visit the sources listed on your screen. Let's talk about that weather. The big warm-up now coming this week. We've got more from Maria Soden.
Thanks, Bob. Yep, so taking a look ahead, we are going to have much warmer weather this week, but with the warm weather is going to come a few showers. So taking a look at Tuesday, it's going to be cloudy throughout the day, and then we are going to see scattered showers throughout the evening. Hilton is going to have a high of 61, a low of 50. Bluffton is going to have a high of 63, a low of 47. And Beaufort is going to have a high of 63 and a low of 47. The sunrise for Tuesday is going to be at 7:22 and sunset's going to be at 5:48. Looking at the beach tides, high tide is going to be at 7:29 a.m. and low tide is going to be at 2:37 p.m. Taking a look into the rest of the week, Wednesday it's going to be cloudy with the highs getting into the upper 60s, lows in the 50s. Then come Thursday, it's going to be cloudy throughout the day, and then we are going to see some late night showers. Highs remain in the 60s and 70s, lows in the 50s. And then come Friday, it's going to be cloudy with possible scattered showers throughout the day. Highs remain in the 60s and 70s, lows in the 50s and 60s. That's it for today. Let's head it back to the desk.
Thanks, Maria. When we come back, a whole lot of news and sports coming up. We're especially going to be focused in on local businesses organized by Beaufort County to kind of get things together for 2024. We'll have that next.